this is gonna, I don't think this is gonna work. Hold on a second. Bad idea. It's a real bad idea. Maybe I'll just hold it like this. Is that okay? Am I in frame? Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys have followed me for a while through the 9 million cameras that I've bought, sold, some I've returned, some I threw away. Just recently a film camera that just broke and it was not worth it. But if you guys have been with me, you've been noticing, or you will have noticed, that I have two consistent messages. Well, there's actually a couple, but one of them being portability and other things like that. But I always said I would drop everything if I could get a particular camera. And today, that camera's on its way. I haven't picked it up yet. I've been checking the door feverishly. The other thing you'll notice, or you've heard me say, is that my favorite camera to shoot, not just because it's an heirloom or my dad gave it to me, is this camera right here, is my Canon AE1. And it's for a couple of reasons. One, I just like the overall visual appeal, the aesthetics of it. I think it's cool looking. I like the fact that it's kind of, well, it's very retro because it is retro, but I like the fact that it's very mechanical feeling. And by no means was this a premium camera from back in the day, but it's just a cool camera. But what I also like about it the most is it really slows me down thinking about compositions. And the fact that it shoots film, I think film has a different look to it. In fact, I ordered some T-Max 400 that I'll be shooting here in the coming weeks. But the fact you have to sit down, you have to manually focus the lens, you set your aperture, you set your shutter speed, you look at the meter. It's not convenient for chasing your kids around. It's not convenient for sports. It's not convenient for a lot of things. But by far and away, this camera is, to me, the most fun camera for me to shoot, where I think I actually get more into detail or more into photography. And the reason is it's just a device. I can't change a lot about it. I'm not worried about, focus tracking. I'm not worried about, what focus mode I have it in, or, all this different stuff that they have today. There's a lot more things I could go into it, but I'm not worried about it. It's simple. It's an exposure triangle with some film behind it. That's it. And I have to know what lens I have on here to understand my field of view. I have to see in that field of view, and I have to go make an image. And by far and away, this is my favorite camera to shoot because of that. And as I've tried many, many different cameras, the technology always gets in the way, always gets in the way. And so I had an opportunity to buy a camera that I'll unbox for you shortly that I wasn't really ready to buy, but thankfully a friend of mine that I met through this channel, we're just kind of like pen pals, we're friends via Instagram direct message. We were talking about a few things and he said, hey, you should stop with all that and just go buy this camera. So I keep talking about it in third person because I don't want to tell you what it is until I open it, but now that I say that, I might just put it in the title. I don't know. But this camera is a dream camera for me for so many different reasons. One, it shoots like this. And two, it's got a really cool aesthetic. And three, it's pricey. But on paper, it makes no sense. So let me come back to you guys and actually unbox the camera for you, and we'll talk about what I bought, why I bought it, and what I'm going to get with it. How's it going?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Doing good. Here it is. Here's the camera. It just showed up. I have not opened this. I don't know what it looks like besides the pictures I saw when I bought it. It's used. I gotta get a pair of scissors. All right, here we go. So, like I said, I bought this camera. I've been wanting one of these ever since I ever started being interested in photography. Ever since I just understood what it was to create. And I said the film camera, this bad boy right here, really did it for me. So I've been wanting one of these forever. Let's get this open. Here we go. Oh, oh. All right, let's get this out of here. All right, so this camera is actually 8 years old, I think. I think it was introduced in 2012, shipped in 2013 maybe. And I think based on the serial number I have on my camera, I think it was from 2014. Did a little bit of research based on the pictures. So here we go. If I can get it out of here. There it is, boys and girls. You see that? That is a Leica logo. I mean, essentially one of my dream cameras. Probably my dream camera. Oh man, this box falls apart. Kind of a cool box. Black with the Leica logo on there. You guys can see that. And, oh yeah, it opens up like a little shelf, doesn't it? Wow, how cool. Where it's got this main box right here. And it's got little trays. I mean, talk about packaging. Holy crap. He's got a bunch of other stuff in there. Let's just get to the camera. This is what I want to see. You guys can see this. But this, my friends, is my first ever Leica M240. Look at this thing. I mean, I'm just looking at it. It's beautiful. It's in really good condition. I mean, this guy said it sat in a Pelican case. He barely ever used it. How awesome is this thing? Feels really weighty. Feels premium. Obviously, it's a Leica. You know, I don't want to be one of those weird Leica dudes. Like, oh, I have a Leica. I'm something unique. But for me, I've always been drawn to the rangefinder style. You guys know the X100V and the XE series cameras. I had a Pen F at some point. I like those a lot. And if I can get a digital experience like I can with my film camera, which is funny because you can really do it with a lot of other cameras, right? Like you can shut the screen off, you can force yourself into it. But for me, it's just different when I know that I mean, it has live view, but it's pretty useless, I've been told. It's pretty weak. Yeah, it's everything's manual. Focus, aperture, shutter, ISO. And the file output from these, what I've seen, is really, really good. I almost bought an M8 or an M9 for the CCD sensor, but I figured I want to go a little bit more modern than that and get that. But man, this thing's gorgeous. There's probably a lot of things I don't know. Does it have a little protection on the filter, on the sensor? Look at this, I didn't know this. You guys probably did. I don't know if it's showing that or not, but it looks like there's a little like screen or something that comes down. Just awesome. So yeah, I bought a Leica M240 and I'm super pumped to get it. I don't have a lens yet. Stay tuned for that. I do have one coming tomorrow. I will show you what I'm getting. On my film camera, I have a 50 1.8, the basic FD lens, and I have a 28mm f2.8 lens. I'm going to stick with that same type of setup for this Leica, 50 and 28. It's my favorite two focal lengths, and shoot those. I'm going to start with the 50 though. And I'll do an unboxing or just kind of let you guys know what I'm thinking for lenses in the next video. But I'm just pumped. This is something I've always wanted. I just never got it because it never made sense. It doesn't really do video. It's a passion camera. And I'm hoping as I use this, I fall in love with it like I did my film camera for the same reasons. And I think with that, there's not really much reason that you'll want to upgrade very often, which is funny coming from me, right? Maybe an M10 down the road, I don't know. Or maybe I end up getting a Leica film camera to complement this because it's the same mount. But I'm excited to use this. And I'm going to be going to my daughter's gymnastics meet this Saturday. Obviously, I can't do sports with it too much, but I'm going to grab some of those environmental scenic shots and see how it goes. Yeah, just super pumped for this. Yeah, I Thanks for watching, guys. I now have to sell pretty much the remainder of my gear to cover the cost of this. I ended up picking this up with, I think he gave it to me. There's an electronic viewfinder, the Olympus one. That's like a carbon copy of the Leica one. He sent me that plus this camera in, I would say, near mint condition for $2,500, which I think is a pretty good deal looking at recent transactions on eBay or even on Fred Miranda. It looks like I'm right there in terms of what you should pay for something like that. So super pumped about it. I actually like the fact that I got the silver top one. I think it's cool. I'm pumped to use this. So I guess I'm a Leica shooter. We'll see how I like it. I'll give you guys some feedback along the way, 1 week out, 1 month out, how it's changed things for me, how it hasn't, things I like, things I don't like. Yeah. Leica. Have a good week. I'll see you guys in a couple days with that 50mm lens that I'm going to get. See ya.